you want to know what it is?
Information.
Remember,
Information.
all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
I am not a number. I am a free man.
Thanks for taking the time to join me on my channel, 90's View on Things. How you doing? How you keeping? Hope everybody's safe and sound where you are. Today we're going to be looking at a continuation of a video that I made. That's Just Impossible Part 3. This is Part 5 in a series of videos showing you that there's things in the sky that really shouldn't be. If you haven't seen that, I do recommend that you watch that first, and I'll leave the links to that in the description box down below. Before we get started with the video, I need to point something out. Around our sun, something relatively new. We've had a halo. Of course, that's made of ice crystals. And then all of a sudden, we started getting halos around our moon. Yet again, something relatively new. I've had two people point out that they've seen sun halos and moon halos when they were kids. And they are quite old. Well, the people that made the comments, that is. Are you over the age of 50? Do you remember seeing sun halos or moon halos when you were a kid? Let me know in the comment section down below. But there's something relatively new also occurring, a rainbow halo. You can see the picture there, that's from Neil Benjamin Skies, and he took the picture in Australia in 2020. I'll leave the links to his channel in the description box down below. When we're looking at these items in the sky, these are not just ice crystals or, yeah, they're lenses.
Can you see me? My dog can't either.
If you actually want to know what was going on in that clip, stick around. We'll be dealing with that a little bit later through the video. Smoke, mirrors and illusion. But for now we're going to be looking at photowebcam.eu. Links in the description box down below. Nice and simple for everybody to find. We're looking at the glaciers of Sevedale area. The date is 24th of September 2023, and pictures on this camera are every 10 minutes approximately, until we get to 9 o'clock, which is 2100 hours, and then the pictures are every 30 minutes. We're going to be looking at the pictures from 7 PM or 1900 hours in old money. We're going to flick through the pictures and I'm going to show you that there's technology in our skies. Before we actually do look at those pictures, we've got to understand why I'm making this statement. Let me just show you this. This is especially for the new people that haven't seen my videos before.
I'm actually sitting in the car at the moment and you can see how hot and warm the car is. There's a bar up the top there that gives you indicators of what we're looking at. In the centre there's crosshairs and that tells us exactly what the temperature is. But I do have a problem. I'm going to show you what the problem is. It's this. There is our moon, right there in front of us. And if we look around the sky, it's minus 38 degrees, minus 40 degrees. As we get down to the horizon, it's minus 31 degrees. The clouds are coming in, so I'm going to need to be quite quick. But look at the temperature of our moon. Yep, okay. Filter we're using on the Thermal Pro is called Spectra. Just basically like high or low. What we're going to do is now zoom the moon in. As you can see, it was about 3.6 zoom level, I think. And we're getting those temperatures off our moon. And if we look at the moon, we can see it spinning. How is that at all possible? That is not at all possible. The only way that's possible if there's a lens in front of it. But it can't be. There's no such technology, is there? Not that I've shown it many, many times. And there you go. There's the moon. Right in front of you.
As you see, there's temperatures of 45 degrees plus on the moon. Well, I don't think it's on the moon because that's 240,000 miles away. That's just really not possible with a thermal camera. It costs like 600 quid. That technology, I do believe, is in our atmosphere. It's extremely hot, but it's being hidden with technology so advanced that we just can't even get our heads around it. But with the aid of digital cameras, right time, right place, right angle, push a button, take a picture, take a video, and it becomes extremely obvious that there is something up there in the sky. I've replicated this experiment a number of times and got temperatures of over 40 degrees. And that's really why I can be confident enough to say that there's technology in our skies hiding things in plain sight. Right, let's get back on with the video, and hopefully you've got a little bit more understanding, and what I'm just about to show you makes a lot more sense. I think the first thing we can notice about this is how blue the sky is. I'm going to use the word blue very loosely because that's an unfair description to what's going on in these skies and your skies and everybody else's skies around the world. Since about 2010, the sky has changed in such a way that I'll go outside sometimes and it's like standing on a different planet and I'm looking at an alien sky. Many people out there will definitely agree with what I'm saying. Going back to the 60s when I was growing up, you're old. But the sky used to be a deeper blue with a yellow sun and fluffy clouds. But now sky looks like a great big one-way mirror with a tinge of blue because all those particulates that are coming out of, ice crystals that are coming out of back of planes and causing a mist, a fog, a mirror in the sky, another weapon in their arsenal to hide things in plain sight because you're never going to get to see through that haze. Now, if you want a bit of context to what I'm saying, I made a video. It's called It's the Cars. I'll leave the links to that in the description box down below. In there, there's legal documentation to back up exactly what I'm saying. The State of Rhode Island Geoengineering Act. Legal documents. Yeah, of course, they're not manipulating our weather or geoengineering in any way, shape or form. That couldn't be possible now, could it? Let's move along, and at 7:10 we can see the curtain of darkness, what I refer to as the curtain of darkness, slowly ascending, and people tell me what we're looking at is the Earth's shadow, and we can see it more defined there, but it's something that doesn't happen every single day. 7:30 now, we can see the sky's very red over there, and the sun and the sun simulator are sitting over there. Yes, there is a sun simulator, no sun, no life. Don't even get me started. Another weapon in their arsenal, so you can't see things in the sky, especially with that lovely stuff up there that's hiding things. Now we can see that something's going on our moon, and you might be forgiven thinking what we're looking at there is a smudge on the screen. If we were standing down here, apart from being extremely cold, we would start to see a moon halo slowly developing. It's now 10 to 8. We can see that this is growing. 8 o'clock comes and we have a definition of that. It's getting much, much bigger. And like I said, if you were standing down here, we would get to see that just there as a halo. Notice how dark it suddenly gets in just 10 minutes. But notice the reflection of the moon on the snow. It's not very bright at all. And then in 10 minutes later, at 8:20, this absolutely brightens up. So what I'm saying is, they've turned the sun simulator up to hide something on the other side of the Earth. That is got extremely bright. You can see it just there. If we go back just one picture, you really got to love technology, don't you? Come on, you can do it. How dark it's got, and then how bright it's got. We can see that there is something not quite right going on there, and we'll go back and have a look at that picture in 1 second. 8:30 comes along, and we can see that is, well, it's the opposite direction to what it was just 1 second ago. And you can see whatever it is up there by our moon is moving along with it. in the sky. Now at 8:40 we can see that there's something around our moon, but it's not so defined. But if you're looking up at the sky, we would see a moon halo. 8:50 comes and we can see that there is something going on up there. Like I said, we'll have a look at those pictures in just 1 minute. 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30 and 11 o'clock, and we can see the definition of that halo. But when we're seeing halos, we're seeing something else. Let's have a closer look at the pictures. We're going to start from 8 o'clock and we're going to watch the lens system moving with the moon and across the moon. We can see a lens up here, refraction of light, and we're getting that prism effect just there. We can see a lens just here and another lens just here, and this lens is moving from right to left. At 8:10 we can see that this lens is actually turning a little bit more defined, but we've still got that prism effect, and if you're looking up at the sky, none of this would be visible at all. Right time, right place, right angle, take a picture, take a video, you would get to see this. Lens here, a lot more defined, and a lens here. We can see the lines in this lens and this lens here. What we're looking at is a Fresnel lens system, and this lens is moving, like I said, from right to left in front of the moon. At 8:20 we can see that this lens has turned round, but we're still getting this prism effect. Down here, this lens has gone from right to left and is covering the moon, but we can still see that lens there and that lens there. At 20:30 this lens is now turned to a point that it's become near enough invisible, and if we were looking up at the sky, what we would see here would be a rainbow halo, but we can see that lens has moved that direction from right to left. Looking at the picture from 40 minutes past the hour of 8, we can see this lens is now turned on its axis, and it's made it impossible to see. It's just hidden itself, but we can still see this lens here and this lens here. We can see the prism effect coming out the sides, bleeding out the sides of the lenses. We have another lens just over here, and that lens will go from right to left in front of the moon. If we were standing on the ground looking up, we would get to see a halo effect appearing around the moon, and I believe it's because these lenses that we get to see that. You can see, like I said, that prism effect, and that's exactly what we get around the moon. It looks like a rainbow halo. At 8:50 we can see there's a number of lenses which seem to be travelling with the moon. This one is becoming a little bit more prominent, and we can see that rainbow halo slowly developing. I think some of these lenses are reflections of the lenses on the lens back into the camera. At 9:30 we can see that lens now is in front of the moon. Maybe the moon was moving in front of the lens, maybe that lens was just stationary in the sky, but there's another lens there, another lens there. Maybe these are reflections, like I said, of lenses back onto the camera, but we can see that rainbow effect around the moon. 10 o'clock comes, we can see that lens just there, and I do believe maybe that lens is stationary and the moon is just moving. But yeah, of course that's a normal thing to see, of course it is. There couldn't be technology in our skies at all, could there? 10:30 comes along, and well, if you can call what we're looking at normal, that is exactly normal. And by the time 11 o'clock comes, we can see that lovely rainbow halo in the sky. I'll leave the links to everything that I'm talking about, all the pictures and everything else, in the description box down below, nice and simple for everybody to find. For me, what I'm looking at is technology hiding things in plain sight. For all those people that say, well, it's just a mark on the camera or maybe a lens flare, let me just put this to you. How is it at all possible that those lens flares and marks on the camera will look like Fresnel lenses in the sky? I think it's just truly impossible that that could happen. The guy that actually designed the system, and we've seen many different systems, I've shown you many different systems that they use, well, what I believe they use, knew exactly what he was doing. He hid what he was supposed to, but also he knew that if we actually introduced a fifth lens, which was the camera, we would get to see things we really shouldn't do, and it makes a great big telescope in the sky. If you've been watching my videos for quite some time, all those people know exactly what I'm saying. Talking about technology and hiding things in plain sight brings me nicely into this next segment. The clip we're just about to watch is from a magician called Chris Ramsay. I've been subscribed to his channel for quite some time, and if you want to learn how to do close-up magic, card magic or illusion, he's got many videos showing you step-by-step instructions on how to do that. I'll leave the links to his channel in the description box down below, nice and simple for everybody to find. Please go over, say hello, share the love and subscribe. Also, the video clip we're just about to see, the technology in that was made, invented by a magician. Let's have a look.
Can you see me? My dog can't either. There's my dog. There's me. And that is an invisibility shield. Well, a Canadian-based company called Hyperstealth shared their patent-pending technology a few years ago on social media. Its original intent was to be used by the military and out of the public's eye. But turns out, it was just too cool not to share. And let's not act like this invention is anything new. It uses lenticular lenses. I've actually used this principle in a magic trick developed by inventor magician Luber Fielder. He calls it Luber's lens. This is a magical lens that'll make things invisible. Here's how it works. If I put it over top of the pen, notice how you can see my fingers here, but you can't see the pen. This effect is known as Snell's law. Basically, this material is dense enough to slow down light and can change its direction through refraction.
Yet again, another bit of technology that could be used to hide or obscure technology right in front of our faces, on land or up in the sky. What we just watched is a very small snippet from the video, and a lot more information could be gained by watching the rest. I'll leave the links to Chris Ramsay's video in the description box down below, nice and simple for everybody to find. Please go over, share the love, and like I said, please subscribe. Also, down on the right hand side we can see there's a guy called Randomn building an updated invisibility shield for Chris Ramsay. I'll leave the links to his channel yet again down below, and also for Hyperstealth, so you get a better understanding to what you're looking at. But if you think what we're looking at is just smudges on the screen, let me show you the next day, September the 25th, and we'll start from 7 o'clock and just flick through the pictures. 7:10, and we've got that curtain of darkness slowly ascending or descending, whichever way you like to look at it. So if these were marks on the screen, we would expect to see exactly the same thing going on, and it certainly doesn't. It is a little bit different, but we can see that that doesn't look right. And like I said, if you're standing down here, you would get to see a halo in the sky around the moon. And yet again, look how dark it gets. It's quite light over here, but quite dark over here. And the time is 8:10, and at 8:20 it gets extremely bright, and we can see that there's something going on just there. 8:30, 8:40, 8:50, 9:30, and we can see the lens in the sky just there. 10:30, 11 o'clock, and it's more defined. You can see the lenses plain as day. We don't even need to zoom in, but let's just do that just to have a quick look. We can see there's a multitude of Fresnel lenses in front of our moon, plain as day. Not all those are Fresnel. Get it right, Nigel, you've said it a million times. Fresnel lenses. What we're seeing is reflection of the lenses in the lens on the lens of the camera. And 11:30, yet again, we can see that plain as day. The lens is just there, and they seem to be following the moon. And let's get rid of that. We can see the rainbow effect around the outside. How many times have we seen that when you've looked up at the moon? And I think that that is an absolutely gorgeous shot. It says everything we need to say about what's happening in our sky. Yeah, ice crystals, of course they are. And then at 1 o'clock, there you go. Those ice crystals stay there for a long time. They turn into clouds, and sometimes it makes it rain. Yeah, fancy that. As always, it's for you to decide what you're looking at. For me, I'm looking at technology hiding things in plain sight right underneath our noses in the sky. Technology in the sky, Nigel, you've got to be absolutely mad. But just think about this very carefully. How many conspiracy theories have been proved true over the years? At any rate, if you've made it this far, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. Very, very appreciated. And I'll catch you on the next one. That's all I've got for you now. Much love, much peace. Take care.